Hey guys, and welcome to X-Plane 11. So, yeah, Primera have gone defunct. Bit of a sad one, really. They're a decent airline. They had a fair bit behind them, but ultimately, poor aircraft management brought them down, and that is something that I will be talking about during this stream. Welcome, Clumsy Pineapple. How are you doing tonight? So, yeah, to be flying the Primera, the very last flight Primera, from Birmingham to Mallorca. It's about a 2.5 hour flight today. We'll be doing it in the Zibo 737-800. Telco's not actually been set properly. Have I messed that one up? Shouldn't have. Customize. Yes, I have. It's Echo. We're meant to be flying today. Whoops. We applied that. Switch it around. But yeah, today we'll be flying in the. There, that's much better. So, Yankee Lima Papa Sierra Echo, the very last of the Primera flights, and like I said, it was from Birmingham to. We have an interesting train system there. Mallorca, Birmingham to Mallorca, and it arrived about 7:30 last night. So we'll start setting up the aircraft, get ourselves ready to go. Welcome to stream, Sepsikai. How are you doing tonight? So we'll set the aircraft up, get ourselves ready to go, and of course flying on VATSIM as we always are. And like I said, a bit of a sad one since this is the very last flight for this airline. So let's actually get this all going now. So let's go. First of all, turn the power on, bring some power into the aircraft. So its batteries closed. So on the lights as well, emergency exit lights. Next is the fuel pumps. We won't touch just yet. First things first, go through the FMC actually, get this one set up. So nav data out of date, that is fine. FMC, position initialization, let's turn on or at least align the IRS. So those two go to nav. Actually some ground power probably would be best here, but obviously we've not got that turned on yet. So this is the new Zibo updates. Connects GPU, set chocks, there we go, right. Getting a hang to the new Zibo. I've not actually used this one on the tablet yet, so quite a bit to look out, quite a bit to see when I do fly, so I'll keep that in the back of my mind when I do. So we'll set that up. Echo, Golf, Bravo, Bravo. Gate, I have no idea what gate we're at. Wogstream IWA40, how are you doing this evening? How are you? Right, Birmingham in. Mallorca is Echo, so you're going to Costa del Sol today. Good old Costa del Sol. Probably quite a nice place to actually end your airline, isn't it? In the nice sunny southern Spain. Lima Echo Mike Golf. Lima Echo Mike Golf. Destination set. Company routes. See if I know how this name system works in this sim as well. EGBB LEMG 01, I believe. Yes, it is. Flight number. We are PRI. It could be Papa Romeo India or Papa Foxtrot. Go for PRI. 2293. Runway for departure today is, I don't actually know if I'm totally honest with you, so I'm just going to have a look at where the other aircraft have gone. What airport what runway we're taking off from? I'm believing it's this one over here today, so runway 33. Setting off VATS in flight itself. Sure, where are you going to, man? Where are you going to? Right, activate that, execute initialization. Go through the setup. So ZFW reserves we're carrying. I haven't actually set my fuel up for this one. So flight configuration, flight configuration, customize, sets the balance. So you're going to Mike India Alpha to LaGuardia. Okay, so doing a US flight yourself right now. Right. Fuel wise, I need 9719 kilos. 9719. We actually know. Don't wanna. Whoops, how do I close that? There we go. 9719. I mainly want it in the sense tank actually, so if I minimize that. There we go, 9, I can do it from the sense tank then, so 9719. Plug that in. Sense tank's the only tank with fuel, which is fine. Sets the flight, pardon me, reserves, we'll leave, oops, cost it into 0. Thanks for following RWA. Gosh, I keep forgetting to change the flights, the fishing, Eurofishing overlay for that, so you guys getting to fish every time I do these live streams. I do apologise. Anyways, cruising at 360. Winds are at 008 to 047, 008 to 04. So yeah, I mean, I did the Eurofishing stream about, I think it was last Friday. Last Thursday. So it's been there for a little while. I keep forgetting to change it before I do stream. Anyways, we'll set our departure now. So okay, I'm getting that message all the time. I don't quite know what that means. I'm not exactly the most knowledgeable Stanford pilot in the world, but hey. Right, 3-3 via Nubri Pepis ETR. Nubri Pepis ETR, preferably. Again, I wish I had the proper charts on me as well, so I can actually check out what we're using here. Oh well, trial and error, I guess, as is always the case with me. Whereas in this case, yes, this is the Zibo 737. There you go, about 6 minutes until it actually aligns. What am I doing wrong? If I set that onto legs quickly, FMC. Nope, that's not working for me. You probably fly on FSX, but just got X-Plane 11. Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a jump between FSX and X-Plane. We do get it. Not quite sure. My FMC is actually frozen right now. They don't seem to be acting as they should, at least. Yeah, that's not actually working right now. And at thrice. I'm tempted just to toggle the ground power. Just resets power in the aircraft. But no, that actually isn't. Oh, there we go. Right. Go back to life in the end. So, Nubri Pepis ETR Etrid. This is 4 minutes to aligning. So while we do wait, I guess we'll then wait for these displays to come to life, and then I'll then be able to set the SID through my trial and error. I mean, I could actually do some Google search for the charts. So Echo Golf Bravo charts. Nats, thank you very much for making this publicly available for everyone. Right, and I want UNGAP, I believe. Double check the actual routing for that one. Where's the airport? So it goes across, UNGAP. Yeah, UNGAP works for me. So when we do get the system displays active, I can then set that to UNGAP. You like the PMG 777 and 737? Yeah, I do own both aircraft. There's NGX, I do fly a lot. I own a 777. I've never done a full flight in it. Yeah, I am certainly not a bus pilot. I'm definitely not a bus driver, so that I will disagree with you on. Yeah, I'll wait for the actual displays to align before I do set that one up. Next, we now set up the rest of the aircraft, so we need one fuel pump for the APU, which we shall start up. Hold it down until the APU starts coming to life. Again, I'm not exactly the #1 person following checklists by the book, but hey, what do I know? Not much is the answer to that. Your damper comes on, window heating on, probe heats on, hydraulics set, APU starting, cruising altitude at 36. And then in a moment, once the APU is started, we can then set the APU bleed. There it goes, now stabilizing. Engine bleeds will come off. Packs are off. And in a moment, you can then bring the aircraft to APU power. So APU bleed on. Power is now on the APU. Ground power don't need anymore. Next, 2 minutes until the IRS aligns. That is fine. Approaching onto Unicom quickly now. So actually check if there is anyone online. So XUIPC, so X Squawk Box. Show who's online. We have got approach. We have got ATIS. Yeah, we have approach, but we don't have any tower. that is fine. Actually, 80, so probably listen to 126.27. Let's get the actual information we need. 126.270. Also, let me check the audio volumes of this as well. 27. What is it? There we go. Well, it gets to 70.
0, runway news 33, surface wind 270, 9 knots, air okay, temperature +12, dew point +4, QNH 1025, transition level, flight level 70, acknowledge receipt of information, hotel and advise aircraft type on first contact. Birmingham International, hotel, time 1850, runway news 33, surface wind 270, 9 knots, air okay, temperature +12, dew point +4, QNH.
Cool, so if I now switch out of that.
Transition level, flight level 7.
Cool, so we are on Information Hotel, we're 738 and departing on runway 33. So we'll now set the Unicom. Systems now come to life, that is perfect. Right, runway 33 on that departure. Set legs and yeah, there you go. All of it comes together as you'd hope. So if I now zoom out on the display. Perfect. So departure is now set. Go back to initialization, takeoff. There we go. Flaps using 10 degrees of flaps. Entire position. That should be fine already. I'll double check that in a second. We should do it on number 2. Index, ident. Yeah, position's fine. So if we put it back in legs, that's that. Takeoff speeds today. Center of gravity, bring that in. Takeoff speeds, it ain't giving me. Probably because I'm doing something wrong again. Route, that's fine. Perfinite. Everything here is set as you'd hope. N1 limit. There we go. Takeoff. Right. 124, 125, 138. That is our takeoff speed set. So, other than that, I believe we are now actually ready to start pushing back and departing, because we're not doing FS passenger or anything. This is being explained, so it's a little bit more basic in terms of the actual aircraft setup. Well, Ryanair just departing behind us, actually. Off he goes to wherever he's going. So, yeah, I'll now set up the aircraft and get ourselves ready for departure. So, AP is already on. Fuel pumps can now come on for all of them. It's actually a center tank we need, not these fuel pumps today. Just realised that, but hey, I'll turn them all on then. Yeah, it should have been left and right tanks, I feel, not the center tank, but hey, rookie mistake. Anti-icing sets, engine bleeders off. Right, start setting up our pushback. So, disconnect GPU, remove chocks. Better pushback, pre-plan. I do quite like how the sim actually kind of like interacts with the other plugins. So better pushback for X-Plane, as you guys know, is like the high-end pushback plugin for X-Plane. That was a bit poor, the alignment. I'll say that again. There we go.
Ground to cockpit. Plan acknowledged. Call me through the menu when you're ready.
We'll say a lot more interactive as well. The menu doesn't have a quick like freeze when you do set it up. Otherwise, that's all set. TCAS, I won't need to set momentarily, but I can just set it to there. Now have me on. Right, let us request pushback. Let it do its thing.
Ground to cockpit. Tow is driving up.
Sounds good. I mean, my aircraft is now set up, ready to go. IRS is aligned, so if I now switch that back to this page for our current position. Overhead panel looks good. We now start our bad. How are you doing, Ben? Welcome to the stream. Yes, Primera went bust, so of course I'm going to capitalise on that and live stream it. So, pushback target is now connecting to the aircraft. And momentarily we can start our pushback Hang on, who is the approach? Let me double check if they're actually taking control of tower right now. 123.95.
Okay, all doors and hatches are closed, ready to connect.
One, 123.95. Right. Make sure my push talk key. Well, actually is my push talk key right now in this X-Walk box. I probably should know that. Preferences, push talk key is numpad dot. Right, so it's Birmingham Centre. Sorry, Birmingham Approach. And I am Birmingham Approach. This is Flybirds 2293. Doing a quick mic check.
Primera 2933 Birmingham radar. Hello, readability.
And will you be taking care of departures as well, or are you just approaching Birmingham this evening?
No, firm, I am top down departures and approach.
Roger that. Going back to Unicom then 122.8. Thank you very much.
Negative, I am top down. That means I control the ground, departures and the rifle. I
Yes,
control
sorry,
everything.
my mistake. Yes, he is top down. Right, so in that case, I'll need to be requesting a pushback then. So, actually, if he's top down as well, I need to do a readback then. So, Primera 2293 is ready to copy IFR to Malaga.
Primera 2933, I've got no flight plan from you. Please refile.
Ah, boy, okay. Of course I didn't set a flight plan properly. Where is it? XUIPC, X-Walk box, file, flight plan. Where is it? Send flight plan. So we are going from Echo Golf, Bravo Bravo to LMGA. Alternative is, hang on, I've got this on the document here. If I actually switch to desktop quickly so you guys can watch me. How you doing, Aaron? How you doing? Right, alternative is, where is it? Alternative, there we go. Lima Echo Mike Delta. Cruising at 36000. True airspeed 450. Departure time will be 19:55. Start time actuals doesn't matter. Flight time will be 2 hours 35 minutes. 943, so 3 hours 54 fuel. Alternatives, oh no, 9, so 2 hours 20 actually. 1 hour fuel time we've got is 3 hours 54. Whoops, 54. Route we're taking is, where are the routes? Man, I've not had to do one of these proper setups in a long time. I mean, I could just quickly go to Squawk Box and set it up like that, but where is it? The waypoints. Right, we could go to Squawk Box. So if I quickly hide my display. It's not Squawk Box, sorry, it's Sim Brief. If I now quickly go to my briefing, so my flight plan, copy the routing, bring back my display, and paste it into here. Remarks, no remarks, and send. Right, flight plan has been sent. Roger that, flight plan has now been filed. Primera 2933, ready to copy IFR to Malaga. Walkstream Goran, how are you doing today? Just waiting for him to respond. I'm good, I am good. Had a quite good day today actually. This is Primera 2933, ready to copy IFR to Malaga.
Primera
There we go.
293 I heard you the first time, however your flight plan is invalid. Please refile via AdMex. I'll give you the new routing and text.
Flight plan invalid is okay. Right, so what's going on here then? So, yeah, flight plan has been sent. Resend that. He's in the top down. AdMex, right. What's going on there? So export box, set flight plan. AdMex is where? Whoops. Oh boy. Reopen the closed tab. Surprised there's no closing, only open the STAD ID route. Only a month ago. Yes, so the airline had a bit of poor management towards the end with their fleet, and as a result, meant that the airline did go under. Bit of a shame, but such is life. Right, what do you want for it? AdMex 321 CPT filed flight plan routes. Really? This is our flight plan. Roger that. It should be that. I'll resend it and see what happens. Yeah, it's a bit odd for the flight plan to not send properly. Hopefully we'll be able to confirm as well whether or not that's sent. But yeah, that's the old flight plan from, what's it? It's to Manchester. I forget what the part. Dublin to Manchester. That was the flight plan on that one. So, like I said, a bit odd for it not to properly file. Otherwise, the pushback tug is waiting for me. Negative. CPT no longer departure takeoff 33. Ah, okay. So, CPT is no longer used. I sent you the front for your flight plan. Right. Okay, no. He is making sense now. I do apologise. So, it is, my mistake. Will refile. Right, so it should be AdMex. Maybe I should write that down. AdMex Y321 CPT. Right, so for now, put that in. Send. Yeah, apologies for that, but Primera 22. Gosh, I've just got my 2933. Yeah, Primera 2933 is now ready to copy IFR to Malaga.
Primera 2933, roger. Your flight level going south into France and Spain needs to be odd. Are you able flight level 350 or 370?
We'll take 350, Primera 2933. It's not my day today. I keep getting everything wrong. This is actually a Simri flight plan, so I'm not quite sure why it's disallowing this.
Primera 2933, roger, that's refiled for you. Clear to Malaga. AdMex 1 Delta departure, squawk 2273.
Alright, so 2273. QNH1024. So 2273. QNH1024. Switch that to European. 1024. And cleared on the AdMex 1 departure. AdMex 1 departure, which was not exactly one of ours, I don't think. Departure. Admon Delta. Okay, so we do have that. Okay, that's better then. And takeoff speed should be set. So cleared to Malaga. AdMex 1 Delta 2273. Primera 2293 is cleared to Malaga via the AdMex 1 Delta departure, squawking 2273.
Primera 2933.
Has he just cut off, or was that the message? Anyways, Primera 2933. Primera 2933 is ready for push and start.
Primera 2933, stand 57, push and start approved, faithful west.
Push and start approved, Primera 2933. Right, now we can finally press the parking brake and start our pushback.
Starting pushback, and you may start engines.
Right, engine 2. Right, let's finally get this thing off the ground now. We're on the ground for a lot longer than I was hoping to be, but with tower, we do need to make sure we're getting everything sorted out properly. Thank you for following Jet Magic, much appreciated. Much appreciated.
Runway 825, Birmingham radar hello.
Engine
The
2
going
starts.
out arrival, runway 33 at Birmingham. Descent, flight level 14 today. Level 140 and
So engine 2 is now starting,
arrivals.
and we can then do the
Runway
same for
33.
engine 1 once that is stabilised. And once basically that switch there ticks back into its normal position,
And run 825, just confirm
There we
descent,
go.
flight level 14.
start engine 2 now. Engine 1, sorry.
Level 140 at 825.
Engine 1 fuel flow can now start. So both engines will start. Then we can enjoy the passenger view, and as we continue our pushback. So flight time, like I said, is about 2 hours 20 minutes today. We should be able to get a bit of time actually as well, because it's quite a direct route heading south. Does also remind me I actually need to set the flight plan now to actually cruise at 3.5, not 3.6. Init ref index perf cruising at 350. Back to legs, actually back to departure even. Index takeoff. Engine 2 is now started. Flaps will now lower down to 10. One more. And trim will be 4.35, so about there. Right, aircraft is now ready on that. Let's quickly go through the systems checks. So make sure I have full control of the aircraft. Left, right, and then rudder.
Operation complete. Set parking brake.
Set parking brake.
Disconnecting tow. Stand by.
Disconnecting tow, roger that. Stop the aircraft from rolling as well. And in a couple moments we'll start our taxi down to the runway. Otherwise, everything on my end does look standard now. Reject takeoff, set the braking. Sets takeoff 125, that is correct. Cruising to 3.5. Disconnects and hand signals. So set that to 350. And the flight time selected to 2 hours 20. Cruising at 3.5. Flying from North to South Europe. From the UK to Spain. Birmingham to Malaga. 350.
Tow is disconnected and bypass pin has been removed. Hand signal on the left. We'll see you next time and have a safe flight.
Right, so we'll now set the turn the APU off. So bleed off, APU off, engine bleeds on, and packs set. So aircraft is now pressurized. Fuel flow is fine. Again, that should probably stay off now. Yeah, my mistake. I've gone and fuel up the wrong tanks. I mean, I could actually change that now quickly. So if I went to flight config, did that properly. So fuel 9719. Go to a calculator, divide that by 2. Right, 4860. So if I set that to 0, 4860. Okay, so maximum left and right. And it'll be 9710. I need on the fuel. That will do. Done. Apply. There we go. That's now back to normal where it should be. Fuel tanks wants to be off, but there is fuel in that, which we'll be pulling from later. Alright, turn them off then. Cool, so flight systems check sorted, everything looks good, back to engine mode. Primera 2933 is ready to taxi.
Primera 2933, taxi holding point 01, runway 33 via Victor, Delta, Echo and Sierra.
So 01, taxi to holding point 01, runway 33 via Victor, Delta, Echo, Sierra. Primera 2933. Right, let's taxi to the runway. How are you guys doing for audio, by the way? Can you hear me properly? Is everything working as it should? Fingers crossed that is the case. As long as you guys can hear me, and I guess you guys can see the sim as well, that means everything is running as it should be. Yeah, all is good. Perfect. So I know I've had some times in the past where the stream doesn't seem to work properly. Perfect. Right, so it's left turn coming up. Gosh, not a very great turn that was. Hang on, what's my... Give me 2 seconds. Obviously something's not set up on the nose steering there, because we weren't actually turning for a moment. File... no, I want settings. Sheesh, always happens with me. Joystick, Xbox controller, axis left and right should be doing yaw. Should also be in the wheel as well. Nose wheel. If I just use one of these then, so axis 1 will be the nose wheel tiler. Actually landing gear, throttle, collective toe brake. Yeah, I'm not quite sure what's not working then. Is it nose wheel tiler I want? Yes it is. Okay, so set the left, continue taxi. I'm going to go on the grass a tiny bit, since our turn was a bit poor. Probably should have my lighting set as well. Probably important. Right, there we go, back. Yeah, wheels are turning now, so it's taxi down to the runway. And let us depart to Birmingham. Not the nicest airport in the world, but hey. So it's a right turn here. And that's it's holding point 01 I need today. So that shall be potentially the secondary holding point for this one. So it's another left here. This is heading towards Sierra 3. Sierra being the last taxi I need to use. So Sierra 1, I now need to find his holding points, get our takeoff clearance, and then depart. Wogstream, Abdulaziz, how are you doing today? How are you doing? Right, which one is 1? There's only one holding point here, so yeah, so start using the brakes and slow this aircraft down. Any external views? Yeah. Whoops. We have an external view while I contact tower, announce that we are ready to depart. This is Primera 2933, ready to depart, runway 33.
Primera 2933, runway 33, clear takeoff, distance 270 degrees, 8 knots.
Clear takeoff, Primera 2933. Right, so switch over to landing lights. Taxi lights off. Everything is off. Throttle in. Let's now depart. Takeoff today should be fairly standard. I'm not expecting anything to really like come out of me or anything. Can't wait hitting it there. Can't wait to hear the 9 sound. Right. Everything looks good. Last checks. Lights off. Let's go. Throttle 50%.
$80 knots.
V1 rotates.
Positive rate.
Gear up. Gosh, not my straight takeoff ever, because for some reason, as mentioned earlier, my
400.
stick's not exactly lining up the landing gear and the yaw rights. So that I will need to keep an eye out on. But, departure-wise, we are now airborne.
1,000.
1,000. Flaps up 1. Throttle back a bit. Autopilot set. And once the lights are off, autopilot. Whoops, I should have the flight directors, should have done that as well. Autopilot set. VNav, LNav. Right, aircraft is now in charge. Or at least not yet. Trim is still a bit off. Hey, I'm getting there. I'm getting there. Flaps up, not just yet.
Runner 825 request order.
There we go. That's what I wanted. Flaps up.
Runner 825 descend
Gear
line
locked.
today.
I hope.
90 runner 8.
There you go. Gear locked.
Primera 2933 report you passing altitude.
Primera 2933 is passing 3,700.
Primera 2933, thank you. Climb now, flight level 19 today.
Climbing to 1904 Primera 2933. Man, I'm not getting my flight number today set properly, but there we go. Gear should be locked, not down. Yes, they are. Back into cockpit. In fact, go passenger view. Enjoy the lovely UK down below as we continue raising our flaps in stages as we climb. Flaps are away. Gosh, this trim really is on its own today. Right, so we're climbing now at a rate of 3,000 feet per minute, 3,100 feet per minute. Sets the altimeter to standard. Back to that. Back to legs.
1,000 to go.
Make sure that we are continuing our climb. So, init ref, index, perf. You change it from 6,000. So legs. Continue our climb. Computer or laptop? I'm using a desktop right now. I am using a desktop. Del Vostro, not Del Vostro, sorry, it's an XPS 8900. Normally I'd like something a bit more custom, but the cost I got this, very much worth the pre-built price. Not the highest system in the world. If you're on YouTube, actually I think my specs are in the Twitch as well, but yeah, my specs aren't the highest in the world. But it's enough to run the simulator and get some rather nice visuals out of it. And I don't need that anymore. Show who's online. And yeah, now carrying out our flights. So as I said, sadly Primera is no longer with us. Was an airline for about 14 years, but due to a rather poor summer in its fleet management and having to run flights empty, The airline basically just collapsed in itself, couldn't run itself anymore, financially were lost, and as a result, sadly had to jump ship yesterday. So the airline officially seized at midnight last night, and like I said, it's now no longer with us. If you own a ticket with Primera or were to fly with them, I'm not quite sure what you're going to have to do right now, because like I said, at this point, it really is just an abandoned cause. Of course, I will set the 1 to 2.5, 1 to 2.8 on that, because we will be tuning to that next. And I do want to actually increase a bit of lighting on my panel below here as well. It's a bit dark along the lighting. So it's not that I want. Floodlights can go down a bit, but that's what I do want against the lighting. So we shall continue our climb in a couple of moments. There you go, 6,000. So if I actually clear that to 1900, as they did, execute, and continue our climb.
2933, nothing further for you, monitor Unicom 122, definitely, bye-bye.
Auto braking set to neutral as well. And there we have it. So, how are you guys doing right now? We've now departed, soon be over 10,000, where we can start talking about normal stuff again. But for the most part, how are you guys doing right now? All good? Anything going on? Excited for the flight sim show on Saturday as well, because I know I certainly am. Hope you get some rather cool stuff when I'm out there.
Runway 25, descent, level 7, sorry. Level 70, runway 85.
Where am I? Trying to look for myself on the server quickly, but I just seem to have disappeared. There I am. Please contact him on 127.1. 127.1. London Centre 171 have just contacted me, so I'll now be leaving you Primera 3299. Sorry, 9322.
Primera 2923, you're with Birmingham radar still. The London Control has just came on now, so contact him 127.1. Bye-bye.
171 for Primera 3299, and apologies for my slight mess ups earlier. Good evening, London Centre. This is Primera 9322 with you at 1204190.
Primera 2933 London, I stand by, we'll call you back, and Jersey 1359, you read back, please.
Cool, standing by as he does other aircraft momentarily.
Primera 2393 London, hello, flying flight level 60. Oh, actually, this never mind. Flying flight level 290.
290 for Primera. Gosh. 2933. Right, so going up to 2900, 1000, 2000, 29,000. Man, I'm not getting my numbers today. I'm really not getting my numbers today.
Yeah, James 113 descending to flight level 100.
There we go. Actually, we've passed 10,000. Yes, we have.
Yeah,
Landing lights come
113,
off.
London, hello, it's the Piguet 1 Juliet for East Midlands, descend flight level 90.
And there we have it. So we are now going to continue to cruise.
Yeah, James 113.
And until cruise, should be a fairly standard flight from this point. So you see a few aircraft and airports below us. Got a bit of VFR scenery going on to our left. Bit of, what's it called? Ortho for effect. Ortho for XP, even. There's a bit of scenery on to our left, but not quite covering as far as our routes over Birmingham. So, while I'm actually flying as well, what actually is this menu all about? Start flight leg, terminate flight leg. PA systems, so level of speech, descent speech, prepare. So they actually have all this stuff as well. Times warning if I wanted to as well. PA settings. So there are a few things I can actually mess around with. What else we got? Checklists. Don't ever need to use any of those. Ground services. That's that. Settings, or your visual effects and whatnot. Hang on. Settings, visual effects, passengers, show. What does that do? Oh! 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 Okay. What? I was not expecting that. I was certainly not expecting that.
And this is Eurotrans 113 negative. His voice system is a bit fucked up. Just text on.
Eurotrans 113, cheers. Check your squawk for me though while you're there. 03.
There you go, we'll have to close that door now since there are passengers on board, but I was certainly not expecting to see passengers modelled into the Zibo. Okay, this mod really is starting to... Gosh, hang on, weight balance. So passengers, if I was to like change the passenger numbers, why does the passengers look like out of a horror movie? Yeah, okay. Wow. This page doesn't seem it's working properly just yet. Yeah, this page is a bit iffy. It's probably like a few back-end like things I meant to set up for it to work. So, similar to the MTFDI one, but quite not there yet. And of course the checklists. Start loading, cleaning and whatnot. I'll presume that is when we're on the ground. But yeah, some of this stuff I've never seen before because it's brand new. I'm not sure when they added the tablets. If anyone does know, do let me know. Because I know my Zibo has been a bit outdated in recent times. But having the most recent version, with a slightly modified flight model as well, because the current flight model is a mess. So I do have a new one set up, which means that I'm flying an aircraft that actually feels like a 737. You can see the VFR scenery to my left, trying to exist. Again, it's just a bit out of range for us. We're not actually going to fly any over it at any points. Weather also updates. Man, those passengers, I was seriously not expecting that. I was seriously not expecting that. Gosh, that was a... Yeah, that's just a happy married couple, I presume. Gosh. I really don't know what to say. Yeah, sure, Nora's got around, I'll speak to you later. Man, you could really get some rather interesting scenes out of this one. Gosh, I've not even finished you. They just put half a guy there. Someone check if he's still breathing. He's lost his nose as well.
01359, and when you're ready to send flight level 90 to the level by Jacko.
So weird, so weird. Attitude to clouds, that's fine. Actually, probably turn on my traffic and weather radar.
Mirror 2933, contact London
192425. Weather is set. We'll let that update its weather in front of me. Make sure there's any storms on the way, because there could be a few on route.
Primera 2933, contact London 129.425. Goodbye.
129.425, Primera 2933.
113, descend to altitude 3,000 feet.
Right, what was it again?
3,000 feet.
London Centre on 127, so let's go to 129.42. 129.
Eurotrans 113,
42.
miles till touchdown, start reducing your speed back now to 160 knots.
Gosh, on the bank as well, so turn the camera. Oh, there we go. 142. 12942. There we go. Squawk box. Shut off his line.
Alex 16.
And then wait for moments to
Control
speak.
127 decimal 105. Bye-bye.
Let him do his handoff as well. And I'll go next. 2933. Good evening, London Centre. This is Primera 2933 with you at 260 for 290.
Airline is about to go past 2933 London. Hello, I'm for level 350. Hopefully you'll have a job by the time you get to Palma, Malaga, or wherever you're going.
Continues to 350. Primera 3299. Yes, every time I do these last ever flights things, you always get at least one joke about the airline going defunct. When I did the Monarch, I was over France when I had the ATC joking about me having a job by the end of this. And of course, we can't go too far without Primera. Yes, this is online flights. So the little green text at the top there, you see, they are real people in the world flying online on X-Plane. So this is on VATSIM, it's called. For those who don't know it, VATSIM being the currently the biggest like online flight simulator, FSX and X-Plane compatible multiplayer air traffic control network. It's rather fun to fly on. If you do have a setup for it, definitely worth going for. But yes, this is online. The guy who had speaking was a real guy, currently managing a London Tower. London Centre even, say it correctly. Right, I'll be back momentarily. Cool, I am back. Why do I write last flight? So basically the airline I'm flying right now, Primera, at midnight this morning, they went defunct. They went bankrupt, they shut down. So Primera, the airline, no longer exists. Yesterday they did, today they don't. So the flight I'm doing right now, Primera 2933, was their last ever flight. When it landed at Malaga, there were no more Primera flights anywhere in the world, and there never will be ever again. And so with my channel, every time a major airline goes defunct, I try and do like a little tribute stream for them at the end. So last one I did was at Monarch, flying an F320 from, I believe that was Barcelona to Manchester. And so Primera, today it will be a 737 from Birmingham to Malaga. I mean, as I said, there are no more Primera flights, and there never will be ever again, because the airline just now literally no longer exists. The name's gone, the airline's gone, nothing left. So it's not my personal last flights. I'll be on Flight Simulator for years to come. But the airline itself, yeah, sadly it's the end of their line. So we're about to leave the UK. The whites to our left.
Turn left heading 090 degrees.
Yeah, Primera leaving the UK for the last time. And there we go. We are over the water. So the flight plan I have set for today as well is matching that of the final flights. Everything you see is as accurate as can be with the last flight for today. Explain or FSX 2018. I'm not quite sure what you mean by FSX 2018, but no, this is X-Plane. I am on X-Plane today. Yeah, I do not own P3D. I am on FSX Steam Edition and X-Plane 11. Alright, passing through 32,000, flight level 320 momentarily. Otherwise, things aren't looking too bad for us right now. Oops, set the co-pilot standard as well, might as well. Although 2299, sorry, 2992 even, is the international standard altitude altimeter anyway.
Golf Uniform Charlie, descent altitude 4,000 feet, Heathrow 28, 1025.
Descent 4,000 feet, QNH 1025, Golf Uniform Charlie.
Speedbird 7 Papa Whiskey, descend flight level 80 to be level 5 again.
I mean, for a while now, there have been like talks of Primera not being able to succeed too much longer. But I'm quite sure that the passengers who were on this flight in real life had no idea that they would be on the final flight of Primera, because it was actually a bit of a shock, really, the way they announced it. I mean, yeah, it was financially a bit 50-50, and there were talks of the company needing a complete restructure to keep it going. But yeah, just the way it came out of the blue, people weren't expecting it to be so soon. About 3 weeks ago, actually less than that, maybe 2 weeks ago, they got their last A321neo delivery, and yeah, they just basically went straight under from that. They posted on social media like 2 days ago, here's our brand new A321, look how beautiful it is, look how amazing. 2 days later, we're sorry, we can't afford to run the company anymore. Blame Airbus. Rest in peace. Because in a way, Primera are blaming Airbus for their loss. In short, there was a few issues with the deliveries, so they weren't getting all their aircraft on time. And so they then had to use their 757s on the route. We mute the back so you guys can hear me properly. Yeah, so they're talking about how the Airbus kind of... Sheesh. Airbus, they didn't deliver their aircraft in time. As a result, they were running out of money, running out of passengers, running out of routes. And so, due to poor management and Airbus, they went bankrupt. I mean, there's other parts as well. So, for example, during the summer, when they were having a bit of an issue with their flight planning, they were down to... something like they had to cancel all their Stansted flights and move all their aircraft from Stansted to Barcelona to take care of those flights instead. So as a result, there were a few aircraft like short, where they couldn't really service them. So they tried to get aircraft from other places, cancelled all Stansted flights, and tried to rebuild the company through that, but it just wasn't enough, and it led to like empty aircraft being flown across the Atlantic, no passengers on board at all. And just as a result, meant that nothing was going to work for them in the end. So like I said, a bit of a sad case, but sadly when that has happened.
Alpha Sierra.
Yes, a few factors. Do look into it. The Primera cancelling all Stansted flights case in... It was just before I went to Finland, so I'd be late June or early July. But around that was really like the last point for the airline where they just could not recover because they were sending empty aircraft everywhere just to structure the routes. And yeah, just weren't doing anything right. And only about maybe 20% of their flights actually had moving passengers in them. It weren't great for them. It weren't great. And their destination list then started getting a lot more limited as well because by moving aircraft around, by trying to restructure their flights with paying passengers, it meant that as a result, a lot of airports just kind of lost out on all their flights and therefore lost out on other passengers as well. It's a whole structural mess with the fleets.
416 at Tiger, join leaving 4 Bravo arrival.
Can you repeat the arrival again? Around Francis.
So we are now cruising altitude of 350, and we shall be here for a little while to come now. So in my case, it's now just monitoring, monitoring ATC. Wait out for any more Primera calls. I mean, we're Primera. We're also call sign Flybird as well. But I think we're just seeing Primera right now over the voice, which is alright.
I put it in text for you.
Still quite sad of VLM and Skywork as well. VLM Skywork. Yeah, Skywork Airlines and VLM Airlines.
Golf uniform Charlie, turn right, heading 240 degrees, clear like that.
Yeah, so Skywork went out in August, late August. And VLM went out again in August, around the same time actually. As a whole, it's been a tough year for airlines. I mean, you had Monarch at the start of it. Who remembers Monarch? They were quite a massive one to disappear. They were one of the UK's leading airlines at one point. And then, all of a sudden, their stocks just plummeted. It's been a tough year for airlines, really has. And then you just have Ryanair, as always, towering over all of them.
1259 on the control.
But how are you doing, Orange? I've not seen you for a while now. How are you doing?
Was there 4452, route direct Alpha Bravo Bravo, Oscar Tango. Speedbird 7, Papa Whiskey, leave Biggin heading 275.
Leave Biggin 275, Papa Whiskey.
Around 416.
Likewise, not sure how long I'm meant to be with this tower until we disconnect. That map I want.
Primera 2933, Mount Unicom 122 decimal 8.
122.8 for Primera 2933. Rest in peace, Primera. Is that a laugh from tower there at the end? Alright, it's 122.8. We're now on Unicom. So at this point, there are... rip. I love that sim sometimes. I really do. It's just such a... Centre and Southern Centre are now both getting involved. Unicom radio check joke. Yeah, eventually we could do a Unicom radio check. Basically, eventually we will see a voice Unicom, so we can talk over it. But yeah, that's again something for the long term. Wait, I want to test that. Want to test what? Sorry, Abdullah's. I assume your name's just Abdullah. Unicom, yeah. We will get eventually a voice Unicom. That's something they talked about in the Flight Sim show last year, for those who did watch my interviews for that one. Another one bites the dust. Monarch, VLM, Skyworks, Primera. The fish. Right. So, flight-wise, everything's going alright. Fuel have plenty. Aircraft seems to be running fine. For once, I'm not getting any error messages on the FMC, which seems to be a common feature of me flying this thing. Probably because I'm actually using the ILS properly for once. The IRS I'm not doing instantly. Yeah, everything seems to be working alright. You used to work for Monarch. You used to work for Monarch? How long ago was that, Carlan? Welcome to the stream as well. Welcome to the stream. Carl Anthony. Yeah, how long ago did you used to work for Monarch? Were you there at the end, or did you leave beforehand? Oh, gosh. See, also, a lot of people went from Monarch to Primera, and as a result, they've now gone lost their... Oh, gosh, I can't imagine what they're feeling right now. So I can imagine a lot of people would have made that transfer, because Primera and Monarch, A320s, similar kind of fleet and setup, being not so much a normal airline, but more of a travel package holiday company. So yeah, the change for them would have been kind of like suiting, but just to go through that all again, that's tough. That really would be tough. I'm not sure what airline these guys will go to, because again, like last year was Air Berlin, who went bankrupt. They were the major one. Yeah, it's been a real tough 12 months for airlines. But now, how you doing, Carl? Welcome to the stream. Yeah, left year before they went bankrupt. Just about got out. So I presume you're still working like aviation and whatnot. Yeah, British Airways version, in terms of like class, I guess those two airlines are a lot more like up there in terms of stature. So yeah, I would presume a few less people will be making that transfer. But yeah, like I said, that must be tough. Very tough for those that really did that transfer. You work in the cruise industry now. Oh, okay. Hang on, so you work in the cruise industry now. I was going to go back to Monarch because I missed it and applied for Primera, but didn't get the job. Gosh, I can presume, while not trying to sound mean, I can presume that now not getting that Primera job is a bit of a sigh of relief, because it means you don't have to go through the whole redundancy issue by the end of that. Are you a pilot? Who, me or Carl here? Oh yes, and welcome to stream Albanian Mafia. It's never again I recognise, but I don't think I've seen you in a long time. But yeah, welcome to stream, man. How you doing? I mean, me personally, I'm not a pilot, but potentially going to start towards a PPL come January. We'll see how things go with that. But yeah, by January, I could potentially start towards a PPL. Yeah, if you're cabin crew, I can kind of guess that from the fact you now work in cruise ships. Am I using any mods? Yes, I'm using the Zibo 737 Primera livery with a slightly modified tailcode to give me the final flight's tailcode, Yankee Lima Papa Sierra Echo. I'm using modified clouds, few modified textures here and there. Chemtrail, still thick black smoke. So yes, it's a chemtrail, not a contrail. Thank you for following, Albanian Mafia. Again, I'm still using the fish, not the aeroplane, because I keep forgetting to change that from Eurofishing. And I'm using VATSIM for air traffic control. We're on Unicom right now, so no one's going to speak to us. But if I do show you online, we are currently on VATSIM right now. Quite public right now, quite a few people on. So, yeah, bit of fun with that. Yeah, thank you very much for that, Albanian Mafia. Much appreciated. So your father's a pilot. Does he fly for an airline, or is he more of a private kind of thing? And Zibo, so good. Zibo is decent. The flight model's now gone kaput. It now flies like a Lego aeroplane. I do have a mod for that, which I've now tweaked and got it working to actually fly like a 737 again. That's in terms of systems and whatnot. And of course, super creepy passenger models. Can't forget the super creepy passenger models, eh? Yeah, that's all working quite nicely. Thank you for following, Fluffy. Much appreciated. What graphics card do I have? I'm using a GTX 745. Not the most high-end system in the world, but it's enough to get me going. It's enough to get me going. If you want to do the final flight, it's on its way to Stan... What do you mean, final flight on its way to Stansted? There should not be any Primera flights in the air right now. Primera... I'm going to do a quick search of Primera and Flight Radar 24. There should not be any Primera flights right now anywhere in the world. Again, the airline went bankrupt. Went bankrupt. Well, officially shut down at midnight this morning. So, what's going on with that? There are 2 going to Copenhagen. Seriously, are there Primera flights still active right now? Apparently, scheduled flights as well. Right, I'm going to look into this. Hang on. If I switch over to desktop. Right, what's going on? Bankrupt is at midnight. Oh, so is it bankrupt tonight? It's not bankrupt tomorrow. So it's not bankrupt yesterday, it's bankrupt tonight. Hang on, so if I go to search, where's Flight Radar search? You said there's, what is it? There's 1 going to Stansted, and there's 2 going to Copenhagen. They are PRI. Oh yeah, there are 3 flights right now. London, Malaga to Stansted, Malaga to Copenhagen, Palma de Mallorca to Copenhagen. Okay, so there are actually 3 flights on the flights right now. Right, I thought that was yesterday, but no. They're going tonight. Okay, thanks for the updates. Thanks for letting me know. I will change that at some point. I might try and do one of these flights maybe, well, it's a bit late now, so maybe tomorrow I'll do one. Right, whatever's the final flight to land, I'll probably do that... No, I can't do tomorrow. Tuesday I'm busy. It'll either have to be Wednesday... We'll see. We'll see. But no, there are actually a couple of flights still in the air. It's a bit odd because I searched that earlier on. My brother did as well, Matt Designs. Yeah, we both searched it. We did not see any flights in the air. So, yeah, my mistake. Thanks for letting me know. 432, 596 and 2872, yeah. Saving your money by X-Plane 11. You have the old FSX, yes. Yeah, X-Plane 11. It's a decent sim. I do quite like it. Although the only reason I still use FSX so much is because I've spent so much money on the add-ons for that over the years. So it's more of just the case where I'm kind of stuck to it because I've just got so much invested in it. But the X-Plane is good. Nice platform. I do like it. The right mods can be quite stunning as well, visually. Camera is also a sigh of relief as well compared to FSX. X-Plane is the best sim. Yeah, there are ways you can really say that. The only thing that I mainly prefer FSX for is the functionality of a lot of these add-on aircraft. I mean, yes, Zibos are really good, but compared to, say, like the PMDG, I mean, actually this has a tablet now, so actually, yeah, it's quite similar in terms of functionality as well. There are arguments for, like, both of them, really. Some are better than others. So I said, some functionality in aircraft is decent, because X-Plane, yes, you have the Zibo, yes, you have the flight factor. Outside of those two, though, you don't get much aircraft with, like, super high quality, amazing functionality. Guess you got the 767 as well from I think it's a flight factor as well. Double check that. But yeah, some aircraft are not so great in this sim. P3D. Why don't I go P3D? Because I can't afford it. I mean, yes, there are a lot of add-ons that do go across, such as the Orbex stuff you don't need to pay any more money on for whatnot. But stuff like the PMDGs, I will need a new license for. ICG 737 is a good payware. That's the, is that the classic one? The 3, sorry, is it 3 or 400's the IXCG? Because I know there's an old 200 one as well, but they kind of jumped ship because too many people pirated that, and as a result, it just wasn't worth developing, so they kind of ran out of money. 787 in the game. In FSX, yes, there's the Oh gosh, right. I'm really gosh, I've not had this many people in chat ever, so I do apologise if I'm starting to miss some of these comments because it actually seems to be a rather popular stream. But yes, it's classics, the IXEG. There is 787. Yes, there is in FSX. That's a oh gosh, not Aerosim. There's the old one. Who makes the new one? Gosh, why am I forgetting all this stuff? FSX 787. It is Quality Wings who makes the one for FSX, and for X-Plane, you've got VMAX. You've got Magnite as well. The Magnite one's half decent. And yeah, again, you've got VMAX. In X-Plane is no P3D best. Yeah, whatever. Right, so X-Plane 11, really good free add-ons, but P3D is good payware. Yes, that's the other thing as well. P3D and FSX being the more, I guess, the more trainer-oriented sims, because they both, trainers and whatnot, do like using P3D. The paywares for that are generally quite good. Zibo, yes, they actually have announced the Max. They've got like the full panels and whatnot. Have I seen a screenshot of that? I'm not sure. I've seen a few screenshots. I'm not sure if I've seen a one for the Max. Magnite's terrible. I don't know. I mean, it's not great. The Magnite isn't great, but for an aircraft, what it is, it's about as good as you can get for a 787 on X-Plane. It's not perfect, but it's not terrible. It isn't terrible. Good old quality means, yes, the company that say they'll keep doing stuff and then kind of just delay it forever and ever and ever. X-Plane's good for saving money, P3D is good for money spending. You can say that, definitely. So, over the years, in FSX, I have probably spent maybe £400 on add-ons. In total, because I do reviews as well for flightsim.com, I maybe have like 1,000 and something worth of add-ons. But yeah, like I said, most of that is going to come down to reviews. Even then, doing reviews, there's a lot of work in the back end, so you need to learn how to use the aircraft, then it's just paragraphs of text, and create videos afterwards, which take like a day or so. It's a lot of work to create a review, but maybe at some point I'll do a full like process on what it takes to write a review for this stuff. Might be quite an interesting thing to do in the future. But yeah, I've spent a lot of money on FSX. Like I said, the only reason I don't move to X-Plane completely is just down to the fact of how much money I've spent on FSX over the years. That would be a shame to kind of like throw it all away and start again. Which is why I use both sims interchangeably, depending on what mood I'm in, what I'm flying. Because again, FS Passengers is the only big reason why I'm staying with FSX. No add-on is as good as the FS Passengers. Fantastic in terms of what it does for the flight reports, for the passengers and whatnot. It's just the whole setup for FS Passengers is fantastic. Have I tried the 757-900 for X-Plane? I believe so. I've tried it on my brother's setup. I've not tried it up on mine, but I have tried it on my brother's setup. It's not bad. It's not bad. Taking off in that thing is interesting. Landing is difficult. But yeah, it's not bad. X-Plane feels nice to you. The flight dynamics in X-Plane are generally a bit better. So I think it's Control M. There we go. So this here is the debug modes, where you can see how the aircraft interacts. So this is the lift. You can see what's causing the lift in this aircraft right now. You've got the airflow as well. So this is the drag flow. So this showing all the drag is around the aircraft. So you can see around the back, see the airflow kind of like bends around it. And then this here is the airflow around the aircraft. So you can see where the air bends around the wings slightly towards the back. Got some of it going downwards a bit. And that's what's causing lift basically in the aircrafts. So yes, this is called the blade element theory. A bit of turbulence to actually go to the lifts chart. That'll show the jumping around as it changed the lifts. Yeah, blade element theory. Depending on the airflow around the aircraft, it'll push it onto the flight model and give you a accurate way of flying. Go back to normal view. Back into cockpits. Now give me 2 seconds. I shall be back. I just need to quickly refill a water bottle. So yeah, back in 2 seconds. Right then, I am back. Let's quickly adjust the bit rate quickly to load tiny slight bit. So apparently I'm killing the internet right now. Where is it? Cool. Right, that should be slightly easier. Right. Oh gosh, YouTube chat's going to turn into a bit of a flame war with Magnite right now. This is going to be interesting to watch go by. But right, go back to some of the questions I've missed. Like I said, I do apologise for any questions I have missed. So someone asked if there an A350, an A350 1000, sorry, an A1000-350. But yeah, an A350 1000, no, there is not one available on Flight Sim just yet. Maybe in the future, I believe there will be, because I think there is an A350 being in the makes right now, but I'm not quite sure by who. Next question. Is 787 in game? Yes, there is. As I said, there's the Magnites, which we'll talk about on YouTube right now, and the VMAX, which we don't talk about. Although they did finally add engines for it. Yes, it's Fly Factory makes the A350, but that's a 900, not a 1000. So last there's a 1000. Yeah, so I was going to say. Yeah, there's the VMAX 787, which we don't talk about, although they did recently add engines to it, so we are making a step in the right direction. Cobalt Scars, by the way, is the Matt Designs guy for explaining the guy who's behind the Tolis A319. If you guys are interested, he's in the YouTube conversation right now. He has Twitch as well. I believe he's on Twitch. He does switch between the two. X-Plane Clouds. There are mods that make the clouds much better. For example, X Enviro, I believe it's called. But my big concern with this one, which is my biggest grudge, is the fact there's no seasons. And the fact that no matter what, despite the fact that we've asked it so many times to be fixed, chemtrails are still a thing. There should be a contrail. It should be white, puffy smoke. Not black, thick smoke spewing out the back of the engines of every aircraft in existence. Fix contrails. Give us some seasons, and I'm then quite happy with X-Plane. Because yeah, FSX, maybe 10 years old, but hey, they have got seasons that exist. Yes, X-Environment does kill FPS. It's something that I discovered the hard way and had to remove because of the issues. Yeah, look, you're telling me if this is a contrail, then you guys are wrong. Laminar, unfortunately, don't know what colour contrail is meant to be. So as a result, that is just thick black smoke, chemtrail coming out the back of the aeroplane. Bit of turbulence, but not too bad. Well, actually, no, there's a feature for that now, again, like I said. So if I go to PA turbulence warning, bit of shaking right now. It's one of the passengers. Am I flying the 737-800? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. The Zibo 737-800. Yeah, so I have got a bit of ortho right now in the over London, but it's not something that I've got covered over too much of the scenery just yet. In FSX, I do have FS avatars, the VFR scenery across the entire UK. X-Plane, I've noticed it's not as high quality. It takes up a lot more space. In terms of the sprayers, there's little buoy things just sticking out the bottom of the wing there. This is not for electrical static discharge from lightning. These are little containers filled with gas that we spray the people down below with. Check Discord screenshots. Sure, let's have a look. You're on my channel, yes you are. I got the Bonanza. The Doctor Killer, if I switch to desktop quickly. There you go. For those who don't know, by the way, I do have a Discord channel. Feel free to join it. Links to that is in the description of both YouTube and Twitch. But, yeah. Little Bonanza going on there. The good old Doctor Killer. And, yeah, actually, let's talk about the first flight as well, because for those who don't know, on Wednesday, I took my first flight in a microlight aircraft. Small little aircraft, but a lot of fun, Something I will need to do a lot more in the future, now that I have got a thrill for the real thing, and not just sitting behind a flight simulator 24/7. So, flights-wise, we are... How's the left to landing, actually? 1510 ETA on that. 1510 Zulu, of course. I'm not quite sure how we actually have left the flights. A little while to go, I'm sure. Yeah, plenty of flight to go. But we'll soon start thinking about descending. Maybe for like an hour or so. As comes announced for X-Plane. Yes, so they have got announced active sky for X-Plane, and there is like a queue to now join the testing alpha for it, which will then see massive improvements in that in the future. But active sky for X-Plane I am quite excited about, something I'm following. Yes, I will be going to RAF Cosford. Yes, I will be doing the interview again. So for those who don't know, last year at the Flight Sim show, RAF Cosford was my first one, and while there I did like an hour-long documentary interviewing video, where I went and interviewed every single major developer there, asking questions that you guys, the viewers, wanted. So I am putting up a spreadsheet again this year for questions. I don't have many, I need more questions, so any questions would be appreciated for the developers that are attending. But yes, I will be at Cosford, and if all goes to plan, I will be doing another interview. Likewise, I will be interviewed by... what's the radio again? There's two radios. I'll be interviewed by the main guys at Jetstream Radio, so I'll be interviewed by Josh at Jetstream, and I'll also be talking to the guys behind FS Elite as well. Have a quick chat with them at some point in the day. But for the most part, should be quite an exciting day. Meeting up with a couple of developers. Can't wait to see Deadstick in the future. Deadstick will be rather fun, and yeah, that'll be something to also see in the long term. When will Active Sky come to X-Plane? It's either late this year or early next year. They wanted to release it, but yes, Active Sky is on its way, and it should be with us soon. Fingers crossed if all goes to plan. How far left to go? I would have a guess at... what's time right now? 15:57. Time is 15:10 ETA, so yeah, that's not the right time, I can guess. 15 Zulu, time zone +1. Yeah, progress bar is at the top, plus ETA, but that's set to in sim time Zulu, not real life Zulu. So dedicated to watch the whole stream until he lands. Good luck, Fluffy. I wish you luck. And yeah, thank you very much as well. I mean, like I say, I do these streams, I do these videos because you guys enjoy them, basically. If you guys weren't enjoying them, I wouldn't be doing them. So, you guys and your support are what keep me going with these. So yeah, we are about halfway through the flight now, as the progress bar at the top will indicate. Yeah, cruising around 5,350 from sea level. That's 35,458 feet. Ground speed cruising at 488 knots, heading 193. Yeah, no worries, Orange. Thank you very much for sticking around today. It's good talking to you again. And, yeah, hopefully again see you in the near future. Yes, it's good to see you, man. Good to see you. Thank you for sticking around and have a good night. I live in the EU. Yeah, no worries, Orange. See you again soon. I live in the UK. I live in London. So, yeah, not a US person. Never been there. Never been there. One day I will. Although it's not a country I really want to move to. I'm quite happy with Europe as a whole. We live in Norway. Closest I've been to there is Finland. I was down in southeast Finland back in July. Spent a week there seeing a few friends. I do like these Scando-Nordic countries. Very nice, very beautiful. Finland especially a very beautiful country. And potentially may even move there one day. It's that nice. But yeah, it's a very, very nice area to live in. So on the 14th of July I flew to Helsinki. Or as my brother would want me to put it, Helsinki Dink, if he's still there. Yeah, so flew to Helsinki, spent a night there, took a train to Lappeenranta, spent about a week there, stayed 6 days, before taking a train back to Helsinki, then sticking around for a few more days, because while in Lappeenranta I then actually went and lost my passport, so I actually couldn't get myself home for about 4 days later than I should have been. So I was meant to be an 8-day trip. I managed to stay there for about 10 because of the passport incidents. Very costly, very expensive to get me back home. But I'm not gonna lie, I did enjoy the extra couple of days out there. Met another guy as well who was a mutual friend of theirs, who then I became quite good friends with while I was there. But yeah, to be fair, the whole trip, because being in the UK, in terms of like financing and whatnot, went to Finland quite a bit of a budget. So by the last day I'm thinking, look at that, I'm actually doing rather well financially. I haven't spent nearly as much as I thought I would. This'll end well. This'll end well. Lose my passport, spend £100 getting a new one. Sorry, £100 for applying for an emergency passport. Then I had to spend another £90 on the flights with Norwegian. British Airways, I could not get a refund on my tickets because I didn't have any travel insurance or whatnot, so I lost the money on the return flights, and then I spent more money on getting a new passport, which has since arrived now, and I've got 10 years on that. But yeah, in all, while meant to be over budget for the entire trip, I spent a good £400 in getting home and getting all the documentation set up for that. Alright, strong turbulence, one again. Man, that's quite shaky right now in the cockpit, I have to say. So the shaking, camera shaking whatnot, that is a plug-in. That is XP Realistic Pro. So that will be this one. About for like £12 on the FS Pilot Shop. And what it does, it gives you like more realistic camera movements and sound effects and whatnot for your flight simulator. So there's a few decent setups going on right now. preview as well for all that if I wanted to. Nice little setup. You'd love to live in London. Some areas are nice. For a Norwegian like yourself, I would just come towards the northwest London. Southeast, I'd stay away from. East London, you can just about get there. Northwest London, you could be alright in. Southwest London, southwest isn't too bad, but probably not for you. Northwest London is good. Hey, Mitakulu. Mitakulu. How are you doing, Yosoid? Do I use weather add-ons? Not right now. I'm probably using modified clouds. I don't remember the name of these ones, but I'm not using any modified weather add-ons right now. Will I buy mods? Normally I'm buying them from the FS Pilot Shop or Just Flight store. FS Pilot Shop or Just Flights. But yes, Yosoid, welcome to the stream. I love Finland, was there last month. Mitakulu and Puhum Suomea. I don't speak Finnish. I can probably understand a few words, and if you gave me a sentence to say, I could probably pronounce it. I'm quite good. Hyvä kulu. Yeah, so if you gave me like a sentence, I could read it out no problem, because pronunciation's fairly simple actually. With Finnish, it's more of a harsh language as such, where unlike the UK, where we like put words together to make new words, so TH makes a th sound, and what else was just gonna go for? So TH makes a th, and SH makes a sh sound. But in Finland, you pronounce each letter one by one. So as he says there, hyvä kulu, H-I, hi, va, is an sound, and then kulu. So when it's a double letter, you kind of drag it out. So Lappenranta, the place I stayed at, L-A-P-P-E-N-R-A-N-T-A. So double P and a double E means you're stopping at the P and the E. Lappenranta. But yeah, it's a beautiful country. Beautiful country. Somewhere I would like to one day move to in the future. Thank you for following, Usoid. Kitos. Kitos. Probably my favourite word to say, actually. It's just so fun. The ito in the middle. You just don't get that jump in the any other language. I mean, the closer you get to it in English, I would say is... what's the word? There's one word I found I had like a similar jump to it. But no, the ito in the middle of that, I just love. Kitos. I am using a flight stick right now. I'm using a Satec Pacific Aviator. It's a fairly old stick now, but it does the job. Although the rudder, twisty tail rudder's a bit of a mess. English is a lot better than Finnish, I agree, yes. So English, you can, like I said, say a sentence quite quickly, with it kind of flowing quite nicely. With Finnish, it's a bit of a harsh language, but as I said, once you know how to pronounce the letters, you can say any sentence anywhere, whether or not you can understand it or not, because the pronunciation never changes. In the UK, we have different pronunciations for each like letter you can think of, but no, in Finnish, it's the same pronunciation for every letter, no matter what. So I remember when leaving, it was a case of Kitos ya Nakamin. Thank you and goodbye to all my friends out there. So whereabouts are you from yourself, Usoid? Whereabouts in Finland are you from? How much does Doritos cost in the UK? Seriously? Well, I guess go stand stop. So Sainsbury's... Doritos Cool 180 gram bag. It's about £1. Yes, £1 for a 180 gram bag of Doritos in the UK. Many of something doing civil service in Lappeenranta. Oh, so you actually are a local from Lappeenranta. Because yeah, when I was there in July, I spent. Oops. Thank you for following, Legendary Orange. Much appreciated. Yeah. So civil service. I presume that means your military service. You have to do. Is it 2 years in Finland? Is it military service when you turn 18? That bit I don't quite know. But yes, doing your civil service in Lappeenranta right now. So when I was there, I spent. I was meant to stay 2 nights in Helsinki. Managed to stay 4 days in the end. I then spent 6 days in Lappeenranta. And I also spent a night in Taipei as well, up north. In actually, I'm not going to say the place's name exactly, because it's one of those rather tiny places with like maybe 3 or 4 people living in it. So I'll stay away from that. But yes, I did go up north to Taipei for a bit. 6 to 11 months. Okay, it's not quite as long as I thought it was. In Poland, it's about 2 years service if you do go for basic training. Went to your local food store. They cost £4 from the North Korean. Gosh, sorry, the Norwegian krona to pounds. Man, guys, why can't you guys move to euros already? Always 11 months still service. Fair enough. Okay, so yeah, Lappeenranta. It's a beautiful, beautiful city. Love that place. The view from the fortress really is something special. Yeah, at some point I might go through my photos from that trip actually again, just to relive the memories. Best trip I've been on, full stop, it really is. That country, yes, it has its dark side, especially in the winters where suicide rates grows exponentially. And it's like it's a known fact where in Finland, everybody knows someone who's commits suicides. Sad facts, but it's true. Finland is the highest suicide rate in Europe. But as a society, it's basically crime-free. The police, they basically serve to take drunk people home. And I think they've actually got the police cars. I forget the Finnish name for it, but translated something like the drunk taxi or something. You all know the name better than I do. But yes, the drunk taxi. It is to get back home. The approach into Lappeenranta Airport over the summer is over Simo. It's so pretty. Yes. Yeah. So I was at Simo for a bit. That's why I went up to Taipei. I never got to land into Lappeenranta, unfortunately. Ryanair used to do direct flights to London from there, and it was something I was really hoping to take, but then they chose to cancel them. So I was stuck having to take the flights to Helsinki on British Airways. Although. Yeah, Lappeenranta around the fortress was. So you have the old Russian horseback soldiers, the beavers, I believe they are, not badgers, they're beavers, the Russian horseback soldiers. And yeah, it's also tried the veti, the traditional Karelian meat pie. It was more of a steamed ham and egg pie, but yeah, veti was nice. While in Taipei, had a freshly made blueberry pie with berries that we picked from the forest nearby. Gosh, in the shops as well. The yeah, you Finns in your shop names: S Market, K Market. There's another one as well, but you guys are very minimalistic with your shop names. Not after Brexit though, we're fighting over cabbage from the grocer. Oh yeah, because the sale of cabbages is something that the EU actually monitors. There's like a 10,000 page document that the EU have on how to sell cabbages in the Europe. Let me try and find the meme. EU cabbage meme. There we go. The Lord's Prayer, 66 words. 10 Commandments, 179 words. Gettysburg Address, 286 words. EU regulations on the sale of cabbage, 26,911 words. I'm not sure if that's a joke, Legendary Orange, but yeah, there is more truth to that than you think. And I just love this little caption here. It is so true. It's actually amazing. Yeah, no worries, man. I hope to see you again soon. Kitos Hirvayota. I'll see you again soon, man. Yeah, 10:30 in the morning there. It's 2 hours ahead, so, yeah, a bit of a late one for you. Wish you did it on purpose, lol. Yeah, but now you know. Now you know. I love that little quote about the cabbages. Fluffy CF's pizzas there, of course. But yes, your sod. Hirvayota. Man, I have to say as well, thank you very much, guys, as well, for tuning in today. This really has turned out to be one of my most popular streams so far to date. It really is it's hard to manage reading all the chat as well. I mean, I know why like people say Chewy, Matt Davies and whatnots don't ever read like comments all so often, or like Squirrel where it has like a separate payments channel you keep an eye on. It's because it's just so much chat going on along the screen right now as it shoots off. Little quieter now, it's a bit late, but yeah, chats are definitely was getting quite busy earlier on. And I do thank you guys definitely for checking in and following as well. Got a fair few follows. In fact, I believe on Twitch we may have actually hit 100 followers. Yeah, 103 followers. If I quickly showing you that now quickly. Thank you very much for that. 103, that is actually a fantastic number. Really growing. Love it. I love it. Thank you very much, guys. That's 103 followers on Twitch. Subscribers on YouTube is now at... bring that up as well. 2,041. So yeah, like I said, still small, but we're definitely getting somewhere. We're definitely getting somewhere. So I do thank you guys a lot for getting us to that number. Go back to explain. Yeah, making good progress in this channel, and it really is down to you guys and your support. Without you, I wouldn't be here, so thank you very much for that. Hopefully I can give you a landing that really suits it as well. I will say, I do love the Zibo, the passenger update. I don't know when they added it, and why these passengers are so creepy, but it's just such a small change that, yeah, Matt Designs, if you're here right now, is his name Mr. Muscle by any chance? Is his name Mr. Muscle? It's, again, a bit of an inside joke. But, yeah, you're playing just like a banana. It does kind of, doesn't it? Go to the light side, shall we? Yeah, the Primera logo, the little yellow bit on there as well. It does look kind of banana-like. I will give you that, Fluffy. I will give you that one. Yeah, if we go to the back of the plane quickly, this is the cockpit from the DC-8, I believe. DC-9, sorry. So why it doesn't exactly fit properly. But it's basically a way to use a default freeware cockpit without having to model a new one for Zibo, so not really to complain about. It's actually quite a smart way of doing it. So yes, the galley is now actually here, and you just have a row of seats randomly at the back. Hey, it's simple, it's basic, but it does the job. It really does the job. So yeah, flight attendants walking down the galley here. Walking down the aisle, sorry. Passengers having food on both sides. And on the way back as well, get to enjoy their beautiful faces. Yes, it's also the time of the flight as well, where we can now like open the cockpit door while the pilots go to the toilets and whatnot. And there's always like 2 flight attendants standing right here, blocking the path of the door to stop anybody from running in, I guess, and doing things that they shouldn't be doing. But yeah, it's a very, very nice little aircraft. This, I'll say, the more I fly to Zibo, probably the more I'm coming to like it. I'm starting to get really used to the systems and just really how it works as a whole. Very, very nice aircrafts. Ooh, a bit of a jump, that. One of those like pilot selfies you see online. Is it real or fake? And this guy like sticking his head out the side window there. am I using X camera or the head shake plugin? I am using the head shake plugin. Welcome to stream as well, Bravo Fox Mike. Yeah, so if I go to Lua, I am using XT Realistic Pro. So if I turn it off, the camera's static. Turn it on, it gives you more dynamic effects through it. But yes, XP Realistic Pro is what I'm using right now. Yeah, no worries, man. Yeah, welcome to the stream. How you doing there on Mixer? Slightly alone, I guess. Mixer not being the most popular viewing channel for my streams. Can you walk in the plane? Next plane? Yes. So if I stand up quickly, open the door. I mean, this is the Zibo mod, so default 737, not as advanced as this. But, yeah, the Zibo mod, you can walk around the plane, go around all the bits of the cockpit and whatnot. 747 has a modelled cockpit, modelled cabin as well, so you can walk around the 747 properly. This is the same cockpit as the MD-80, so... What?
Mr. Muscle
Go away.
summoned me. Mr. Muscle.
Apologies for that. Yeah, so you can walk through the cabin X-plane. That is something you can do. Like I said, the Mr. Muscle thing is an inside joke between me and my brother. He's just a little late to react to that. There you go, we are now flying over Spain. Actually, what airport is that down there? I'm not quite sure, but yeah, airport down there. Am I not using the right camera? Hang on, it's that one. There is one camera. There we go. Should be this one I'm using for the external shots. It's not shaking violently, thanks to the turbulence, I guess. So if I set these ones up properly, there we go. Camera's now a bit better. How long is it till top of descent? And should I start thinking about my approach pattern into thingy? Yes, I'm another 320 nautical miles to go until the next waypoint. So I've got a little bit of flying left before I actually need to start even thinking about descent. But in a couple of moments I will start setting up my landing config, which means setting up a star for the airports and checking if it's actually online as well for tower. Let's have a look, shall we? Squawk box online is nobody. There is nobody online right now, so we'll be on Unicom for landing. Yes, of course you can. I'd say maybe within the hour. We'd be landing before 11 o'clock, don't you worry. I mean, like I said, in this flight it is possible to gain a couple of minutes. And the biggest challenge will be if I can land it properly, which should be the case. I'm not seeing any issues with landing today. Quite a light aircraft, actually, I must point out. Quite a light aircraft, so getting it down will be fairly... bit floatier than usual. But in terms of getting it down, it should be alright. Braking we can set. Speed we can manage as well coming into approach. Should be fairly nice. Should be fairly nice. Spoilers should be that. Yes, they are. Yeah, everything is fine. It's just a bit of the taxiing at the start of the flight was a bit odd for some reason. Where for some reason, the yaw controls were not setting the wheel tilers properly. So I had to actually set the wheel tiler separately. In fact, if I spin that now... Okay, it's not actually going to spin the knob there, but that there is the wheel tiler. And does turn the landing gear when set. Yeah, 41,410 kilos. Usually a little heavier than that, but what can I say really? And don't forget as well, if we do come to land, that'll be even lighter than currently. So, at some point, arrival. I'll check what what runway is active and what approaches I can make as well to land. Top of descent is quite late on actually at Crissa. So if I actually go grab some charts for Costa del Sol. Malaga charts, it's Lima Golf Mike Alpha, was it? No, Lima Mike Alpha Golf. Where's Malaga Airport? It's Lima Echo Mike Golf. And flight radar 24. Let's go to the same airport and get the departure runway from that. So if I now switch back to here quickly, go down to Malaga. Alright, departing aircraft are using I presume you've just arrived. Yes, you have. Right, so whatever runway is that one there. You'll be departing yourself shortly. The Air Malta. Good wait when it was probably empty. Right, switch over to. At least I can know what runway that is. Hang on. Malaga Airport. Runway. I think that's maybe 12. Runway 13. So if I get some charts for that, these are the ones I want. Yes, they are. So back to desktop. Right, let's go through the star charts. So I'm coming in from the north. Star. So if I'm going down to you, it'll be arrivals. Okay, so it's 12. Right, that's 13 Yankee on the Disco Monto Crissa Volp. The Volp 1 kilo. That looks about right. So if I now go to testing, so change that to plan, go step by step. Legs, step, 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 and that is an approach in. Yep, so if I execute that, my star into Malaga, Costa del Sol is now active. And if I go back to the first page, current waypoints, it means that our top of descent is now at Crissa still, down to Volp, and then down set waypoints for landing. Set that back up to map. Cool. Landing is now set. So we'll be landing runway 33 in approximately. Does this give me the minutes? I know Airbus does. I'm not sure if the Boeing does. No, it doesn't. Cool. Soon will then be the answer I can give you to that. Unfortunately, about as good as an answer I'm going to get. Soon. Switch back to FSX as well, or even X-Plane camera view. Welcome back, Hardy Boy. How are you doing today? How are you doing? Welcome back to the stream. And you missed quite a lot of the conversations earlier on. Had a rather fun talk in Finnish about the cost of Doritos in Norway and here in the UK. Pardon me, pardon me. So it's a bit turbulent right now, the flight. I must point out, turbulence has started to pick up slightly, but it's nothing that the aircraft can't handle. 737 can handle a bit of turbulence quite nicely thanks to wing flex, something Airbus forgot to build in their aeroplanes. But yeah, as you know, 737s have a bit of wing flex. A320s and Airbus wings can be a bit more sturdy. They don't move around so much, as you can see right here. Nice example of that happening. Yeah, you don't like Airbus. I'm not a big fan of their aircraft either. I am much more of a Boeing pilot than a bus driver. I mean, I have got the TOTUS 319, but yeah, for the most part, I'll be flying a lot more Boeing than Airbus in my flight simulators. Right, so the weather has changed a bit now, so it doesn't seem to be so cloudy anymore. The turbulence is still kicking in, so I can presume that the fact that the clouds have disappeared, down to the fact that the winds have maybe moved the clouds away, which is what's causing turbulence right now. It's actually getting quite choppy, it really is. Passengers probably feeling the full effects of that now as well. Yeah, the wings starting to flop around a bit. And from inside the aeroplane, if I quickly go about here, yeah, fair bit of shaking right now. Fair bit of shaking. Airbus use joysticks, whilst yes, Boeing use the good old yoke system. Again, I personally prefer yokes. At least prefer something I can use right-handed. Being carried on the Airbus, left-handed joystick, ouch. But yeah, I much prefer something like in front of you that you get much more of a grip on. So when I flew the micro lights on Wednesday, that stick was in front of us and was an easy access. I don't like it being to the sides. It just doesn't feel right to me personally. So the yoke, the big steering wheel in front of you, nice little control panel for you to control with. Welcome back, Orange. How you doing? Welcome back. Yeah, there are a few aircraft going on Unicom right now, but for the most part should be quite a relaxed approach into Malaga. It's Mike Golf I'm looking out for. Mike Delta's Madrid. Quite a few aircraft coming to Madrid actually tonight, but yeah, it's Mike Golf I'm keeping out for in terms of approaches. When am I going to descend? I will probably be descending at where am I going to descend? Volp. So Chris is up. There we go. Chris is now up. We are descending in about. Oh, what's the next waypoint? Sorry, Dixo as well. Disco. I like that. Descending in 170 nautical miles. About half an hour, less than that. It's about 20-25 minutes till we descend. 20-25 minutes. What do you think's going on with the Train 1000 problems? Do you think there'll be a long time consequence for Rolls-Royce? Yes. Yes. Rolls-Royce, in short, they can't make an engine that doesn't blow up at the moment. Engines that blow up or shut down, and it's causing a lot of delays in deliveries, and a lot of airlines are starting to kind of like lose their way with them. So Qantas, since day one, were a massive Rolls-Royce customer. I believe now all General Electrics, because after the A380 issue, they kind of just lost their faith in them, and so did a complete fleet like changeover from Rolls-Royce to General Electrics. Yeah, so there already are consequences for Rolls, and it's a shame because they are a British company, one of the last surviving ones left with the current Brexit stuff going on. But yeah, it's a bit of a shame, but yeah, they're not doing well at the moment, so they really aren't. And yeah, Fluffy, your English isn't too bad. I can understand you, no problem. One day, Rolls-Royce might be able to pick themselves up again, learn from their mistakes. This one kind of like take it on to the next setup, but it's going to be tough. It's going to be tough. Their engine type orders have dropped, and it could be a long time since they could pick themselves up again, start getting themselves a worthy name. Because for years, it was always Rolls-Royce engines. You weren't flying an aeroplane if the engines weren't Rolls-Royce, but that has certainly changed in recent years. General Electric and the other one I keep forgetting the name of, they're not too big. Pratt & Whitney. General Electric and Pratt & Whitney. Those two have really kind of benefited in their failure. Actually, even saying Pratt & Whitney, they are like the quieter of the engine developers, but they have got a fair few orders in recent weeks in terms of aircraft variants. I mean, General Electric and Rolls-Royce are still your standards, but Pratt & Whitney are starting to pick up a bit. Insufficient fuel. That's going to be emergency fuel as opposed to normal fuel. 2,400 in both tanks. We should be alright. At least the left tank's a little bit heavier than the right tank. We'll be alright. We'll be alright. I mean, don't forget the fuel's also got the reserves as well in the back end, so it means we may have a little less in the reserves. But we should be alright in terms of actually getting there, no problem. If need be though, I'll go to perf, cost index of 5, set that to 10. And there means we're going to use a little less throttle now as we do continue our flights. Actually, what is our approach for this one as well? So if I go to approach, flap speeds, we'll use 30 flaps. There's the ILS information as well. Close up on. Cool. I'll keep that an eye on as well during my descent. So in a bit, I will set the approach stats and whatnot. Turbulence really has picked up now. The aircraft is shaking a fair bit now. It really is. I'll be back in 2 seconds. Yeah, turbulence has died down as well. Actually, was just about to leave. Fuel warning light is not something you want to be seeing. Again, I can presume that's just the fact that left and right tanks are fairly empty right now. 2,000 in each. That's about what you want to be for landings. So, yeah, fuel management's not exactly great in this flight. I'm still, like I said, getting used to the X-plane platform. Obviously, something I've not done right. I'll go back to perf. Go for a cost index of 18. And let's load the aircraft down to 3,300. And we should have been cruising at 3,600s. Sorry, 360, not 350. But for the most part, we should be alright. If I set our cruising to 0.781/330. Invalid entry. Okay, in that case, yes, it'll continue as it is. Yeah, continue as it is. We should be alright. I'm not having issues. When we start descending as well, fuel usage will drop. Alright, back in 2 seconds. And I'm back. Yeah, fuel's fine, so let's continue as we are. I mean, descending, like I said, it's not actually too long now. Well, that's what I want. I want that. Yeah. 17, 72, 2500, 45, 16. 87 nautical miles till top of descent. 87 nautical miles, so not that far at all. And then, like I said, when we start descending, our throttles will essentially idle, and we can then continue the rest of the flights. No traffic, to my knowledge, coming into Malaga, so that's nothing for me to worry about. The rest of the flight should be alright. Six views on Twitch, 4 on YouTube. How you guys doing today? Hopefully all is good. I have to say, some of the scenery really is beautiful as well. Especially over central Spain, Portugal to our right somewhere. That's yeah, some of the scenery very, very nice. One of the nice parts about airplane really is the scenery. But yeah, Manchester traffic is now behind us. Malaga traffic is totally clear. Yes, my flying banana. My Primera 737. Gosh, a bit of a jog going on right now. The wind really is pushing the aircraft around. Throttle's down to 82%, so yeah, fortunately that has worked. But we're certainly not cruising as fast as before either. I'm guessing that is down to the fact that we have now used such a low cost index. Can I fly a Norwegian next time? Yeah, I can do Norwegian flights next. I mean, I did my last flights was last flight was a Ryanair from Manchester to Gdańsk. Flight before that was a Norwegian from Helsinki to Gatwick. So I have done a Norwegian flight recently. I can do another one at some point in the future if you guys want that. Maybe not quite as long though, because that flight was very long. By the end of it, killing me by that. But no, if it's a flight you guys want me to do, then sure, I'll do that for you, no problem. What is Primera? Of course, I believe it is Papa Romeo India or Papa Foxtrot. For some reason, something that Vataware does not seem to like really. Bit odd, bit odd. Anyways, yeah. So cruising at 206 now. We have slowed down. Ground speed 406 knots. But yeah, it means more efficient flying for the rest of the that. So Madrid is now to our right. We are passing that now. Yeah, Madrid is somewhere over there. I think maybe that little city there. So that is Madrid. And Malaga is down to our south. How's my fuel doing? We should be alright. We should be alright. Like I said, a little lower than I want it to be. But yeah, fuel ain't going to be too much of a concern if all goes to plan. We'll be landing with light fuel. That's certainly going to be a fact. So we're not going to have much left in the tanks. But we should be alright. I mean, top of descent is now visible to us. It's about 60 nautical miles ahead of us. Once we do reach it, then it means that the aircraft will not be using basically any fuel for the remainder of the flights. Top of descent will be where things start to get a bit nicer for us. Park to stand 16. Cool, thanks for that, Carl. I'll taxi down to 16 once I do land at Malaga. I wonder if the 738 can run Doom. Probably not. I mean, first of all, I believe, well, like most of these operating systems, they're probably Linux based. Well, these are running real-time operating systems, so not anything anywhere near similar to your standard like Macs and Windows systems. So probably not. Probably not. Oh, you have a keyboard. I mean, these tablets probably could. These are iPads, technically, at the end of the day. Something like the descent speech actually stays on as well. But, yeah. For the most part, probably not. Alright, 40 nautical miles till top of descent. Nice and bumpy. But should be alright. Should be alright. I'm keeping a very strong eye on those fuel levers right now. Yeah, running on a calculator but not an aeroplane. Yeah, so when it comes to aeroplane computers, these are running massive servers underneath of them, so I believe in a 737 it would be, if I can find a way to get through the floor, probably not, but basically by the landing gear bay there's little like entry points that engineers can go and insert a USB stick into access the flight systems. So for example, like when it comes to updating flights plans and whatnot, that's done from down there. And so the servers are underneath, about in the front there, underneath the aircrafts. But But yeah, running a real-time operating system, everything is done exactly on time, as you expect calculations to be. And the short story behind it goes, so your Windows system, or your Mac system, is running on either a round-robin computing and scheduling run, or you're running a first come, first serve. First come, last serve. No, it's a FIFO. FIFO, first come, first out operating system. So depending on what order the schedules are, the tasks that are running the system, whatever goes in first will be the first to be calculating the CPU. Whatever second is second in CPU, third in CPU, fourth and whatnot. So round robin is then all the tasks waiting get equal time in the CPU to be calculated and sent out again, depending on how many tasks there are waiting. And then the real-time operating system is as soon as a task comes up to the CPU, it instantly does it. So in, out, in, out, in, out. Yeah, that would be rather interesting, because there is a USB port in the aircraft just underneath the landing gear bay. There is one that can be accessed, but yeah, different operating systems run by different aircrafts. So the same operating systems as you'd expect to see in the aircraft will be like the ones running your hospital systems, one running your banking systems and whatnot, real-time operating systems, and real-time scheduling. It can technically be done on Windows, so if I go to Task Manager quickly, trying to find something that's not going to like give away exactly where I live and whatnot. Just quickly let that load. Man, Task Manager is such a slow program to get going. I'm guessing that because my CPU is so I think it's my GPU actually bottlenecking this one right now. So if I go to details, right, so if I now switch to desktop, there you go. So this is your Task Manager with your programs and whatnot. So if I were to go for, let's say, the sound system, set priority, you can set it to a real time if you really wanted to. So that would essentially be running the same way as an aircraft would, in terms of getting like your process in and out straight away. Otherwise you have your normal priorities, which is then what the FIFO does. So first in, first out, first in, first out on normal priority. If you want to give a bit more of priority, like in terms of like getting into the CPU, they can increase it. But yeah, Windows does have its own little back-end systems, changing it from a FIFO to a real-time operating system, although it's not commonly used, to say the least. And you've also got LIFO as well, last in first out, but I don't think anything ever actually uses that. It's just a terrible way to schedule a CPU, as it means that whatever's first in will basically never get scheduled, because the task list will just grow and grow and grow to the point that I just can't handle it. Top of descent coming in shortly. So if I now set that down to, what will our final altitude be? 4,200. I am 19 years old. 19, born in May 1999. Right, down to 4,200 on the altitude. And as soon as we hit the top of descent, the aircraft will also give me the FMC warning saying that I need to set the MD down. Once we get that, we can start our descent into Malaga. Finish your Duke of Edinburgh. Congrats, man. How you doing? 14. Not bad, Fluffy. Yeah, the next couple of years are going to be rather interesting. Under window frame. Oh, so there is an option to actually put it up here if you really wanted to. Okay. Right, that I did not know. So there is an option to put it up here as well if you really wanted to. yeah, so yeah, next couple of years for you, Fluffy, will be rather interesting. But yeah, congrats, Edwin, on finishing your DFE. I know. Did you do bronze or silver at your level? Side window frame. Ah, right. So the bit that opens. So somewhere in here will be a USB port, which you can then use to access the computers. I'll look into that. I will need to look into that for sure. You. Under it. You did bronze, so yeah, your first one. Where the dark grey meets light grey. So about here, you'd say, like underneath there, there's the USB port tucked away, where you can access the aircraft's computers. Right, so let's now start our descent. Yeah, so I did my bronze and silvers personally, never did gold. I'd like to have done it, but never really had like the place to do it or the opportunity. But no, Duke of Edinburgh. It was a good weekend. Very much enjoyed it. Very tired by the end of it, but I enjoyed it. Right, let's start our descent to Malaga. Like how that we've left the cruising altitude. Turbulence is now basically non-existent. Also a few bits of green appearing on the PFD there. Bit of a, not a storm, but thicker cloud just down below us. Do need to be careful of. Why is the speed even working right now? Says 259, 252, 40. Throttle's still at 82%, so that is quite high. If I quickly set the speed brakes, will that affect it? No, I thought... interesting in that. There we go, that's better. Times where your group almost gave up. What's going on with your group then? Because with us, there were times where it got tough. But none of us ever really thought, you know what, let's give up on this. I mean, there was at one point where we were going up a rather steep hill, got caught up right at the top of it, maybe like 5 meters to go. But one of our guys got injured. Actually, one of the girls in our group got injured, and so as a result, he had to go back down 45 meters on a 60-degree slope. We were just bum shuffling the way down again because it just was safe going that way. But yeah, there were times where we were close to really losing everything on us, but we didn't. We just about soldiered on. There we go. So if now turn the auto throttle back on again, we are at lower speeds. And that will now adjust my throttle to give us a much nicer amounts as we come into descend. So at this point, we actually probably should announce as well. We did ours in South England. It was in, what's the name of the park? Not South Downs, the other one. Not Kent Downs. The New Forest, that's it. We did ours in the New Forest. So my bronze was... No, actually my bronze was in somewhere else. Bronze we did ours near Gatwick, actually. In... where is it? Red Hill. Yeah, so we did our bronze in Surrey Hills, near Reigate. And my silver was down in the New Forest. Would I recommend it? Yes. The Duke of Edinburgh Award is a very, very good thing to do. So something I personally enjoyed. Plus, it's a very good thing to put down in the CV when you do eventually start looking into getting jobs in the future. Duke of Edinburgh, definitely worth it. And I believe it does exist in Commonwealth, as it is a part of the Duke of Edinburgh, and therefore part of the royal family setup. And yes, so as a result, I believe it is in the Commonwealth. So is it Lima Echo Golf? So my Golf. Approximately. How many minutes would I say to a landing? I wouldn't be too far off a guess at. Well, ETA is 15:0. Sorry, ETA is 15:18. 15:06. That's about 12 minutes. I'd say a little longer than 12. I'd say around 20 minutes. 20 minutes to a landing, potentially. It depends on how quickly we can get down. And like I say, hopefully I get a nice landing in today as well. Would quite like a good end for today's stream. It has been a rather good one. Plenty of viewers, plenty of chat going on. Probably one of my better streams I've had in a while. Anyways, 109.5 and I need to put in the landings. So 109.5. I should already said it there. So 109.5 is active on 1. 109.5 active on 2. Okay. And it was heading of, or at least a course of 3-3. Double check that. So 109.5, 133. My apologies. It's not already set. So that's 233. Okay. So 133. 133. Both of them were trying to make pancakes on the Drawyah, but since it's flat piece metal, they look like mashed potatoes. Yeah, so when it comes to the Drawyahs, I mainly, what was the main thing I actually ate? Because I was a bit more of a luxury camper in my case, so it was a, I think it was the first night, it was a microwave pasta, but cooked out in water, because it was like half cooked pasta basically, but pasta and sauce. Second night we had, I think it was just a sandwich. Third night, well, she was 2 night events, the silver. So yeah, bronze is 1 night, silver's 2 nights. Just packed nicely, basically. Just packed lightly. Scenery is very nice. Yeah, it really is. Coming into approach at Malaga, thanks to X-Plane. Quite a nice bit to look at. We've got the coast to our left now, so that is the south coast of Spain. As we continue our approach into the Costa del Sol. Passing through 170, 17,000. Landing, we'll use brakes 2. Careful my braking as well, because it also sets the parking brake at the same time. And in terms of reverse thrust, I believe it's that. So I need to be careful of that one as well. In fact, if I quickly turn off auto throttle mode momentarily so I can test it. Right, so let me double check my key command sent for auto throttle. Because it's been a little while since I probably did an X-Plane flight, so there might be just 1 or 2 things I've not set properly. Hold reverse thrust and max. Yes, it is button 9. It's good to know. Have I tried background music? Yes, I have. People didn't want it, so I turned it off. Yeah, I did have background music for a little while, but people just told me that they didn't want it. They preferred hearing my voice in the aircraft, which is why I decided to just get rid of that. Group had Heinz beans and sausages. Yes, those ones for breakfast, lunch and dinner for 2 days. So we just ate beans for 3 days, for 2 days even. Yeah, wait till you go to Silver. It's 2 nights, and yeah, probably should think about actually eating proper food on those days. Because 2 days on beans, fair enough, you could probably make it. 3 days on beans, you're not going to last. You just won't, trust me on that one. Anyways, we are now about to pass through 14,000. Let's get the weather as well. So, WX, Echo, sorry, Lima, Echo, Golf. So, Lima, Echo, Mike, Golf. Right, QNH will be 1016. 4 knot wind at 320. Of course, it will be a headwind. 4 knots. 2317. Cool. Alright, I'll remember that when I'm coming into approach now. Otherwise, the landing should be fairly soon now. If we can zoom out quickly. Yeah, so the airport is about 50 nautical miles in that direction. Not too long to go now. Landing in 15 minutes. Landing 15 minutes.
Descent should have you on the ground in about 15 minutes. Want to thank you so much for your company and business, and hope to see you again with us sometime very soon.
Flybe are on their way out. That would be interesting, because Flybe do a lot of the UK regional airports. So if Flybe were to kind of conk out and die, it would affect the UK economy more than you would think. So yeah, I'll keep an eye on Flybe. I will keep an eye out on Flybe, see what they're liking. Cancel their Stobart to Southend services. I'll look at Flybe, because their one would really affect the UK economy, like I said, in more ways than you would think. Yeah, that's fine. So if I just turn that off momentarily and just idle throttle again. Just so I get the speed down below 250. When you pass 10,000. Oh, you actually camped in a graveyard. Yeah, our school actually went to a proper campsite for both of our days. So in the bronze walk, we went to proper campsites. Silver walk, first night we're in a campsite, second night we're in a bit opposite the campsites. So while we were in like past their payments grounds and whatnot, we were away from the mainstream area, which was rather nice, rather quiet, rather relaxing. Yeah, Stobart and Southend would really suffer if Flybe were to lose their ground in that area. Right, also throttle back on. Landing lights on. Below 10,000 feet. Airport is to our left. And we are landing in 10 minutes. 10 minutes to landing.
Flight attendants, prepare for landing, please.
I do like the little iPad system. Very nice. Very nicely done. I'm quite concerned the speed isn't actually doing much for me right now. That's fine. If we go to the co-flight. Can I do a night flight sometime? I do night flights from time to time. I have done them in the past. I will do more in the future, don't you worry. But yeah, night flying is something I have done. The only reason it's a daytime flight right now is because I truly believe that this was the last flight of Primera. But no, it turns out there's a few in the air right now. And it was actually today they were going to cancel all services, not yesterday. So slight error on my part. As a result, why we're doing the slightly different flights. There we go, throttle's increasing now, as it's realised that we are going a bit slow for the approach. Otherwise, the airport should actually be visible to us in a couple of minutes. We're a little low for the mountain range right there, I will be honest with you. So if I now leave standard and sets the altimeter to 1016. Flaps 1. Okay, the aircraft is now just adjusting itself for the final approach. So we have left hand coming up shortly, and that will bring us in line with the runway. Flaps 2. Again, the mountains right there. Not something I'm a massive fan of right now. I'm on such a almost a steep descent on final into Malaga. It's not something I want to be seeing right in front of me. Stabilise out of trim, yes. Ouch, okay. What year did I do my expedition? You started in October, and it was literally freezing. Gas cans had frost on them. We did ours in May. So, yes, our trial weekends and our final weekends, they were both in May. April, May time. I remember because we got our cat in April, and I remember it was on the DAV we got our cat. Literally, when my family bought a cat, they didn't tell me. It was just a case where I was on my DAV, I got home, and yeah, there's just a cat walking around the house. They bought it the morning that I got home from DAV. Bit of a rather shock, really. I just not expecting that. But yeah, I did mine around April, May time. Flybee's got a new livery. Third one is here, yeah. Flybe do like their livery changes. They're going to do like Knock Air do, where they have like different liveries on every single aircraft. So Knock, they have the bird faces. Can someone tell me if this approach is right? Should we be this low to the mountains? Can someone tell me if this is actually the approach into this airport? Because I've not actually done a Malaga approach before. What's my next stream? I don't know. I might do one on Friday for the Flight Sim show, but if I'm totally honest, I don't know yet. I haven't got one really planned because the Flight Sim show next weekend, which means things are going to be a bit busy for me. Yeah, this approach really seems a bit off, especially when we're
1,000 to go.
pointing right to that mountain right there. And I thought it was more of an Air Berlin style approach, Mr. Lubitz, on that crash back in 2016, the Air Berlin crash, suicidal pilots. But yeah, like I said, this is not the nicest approach in the world, especially in Europe as well, where you don't expect a massive mountain in front of your windshield as you come in. Flaps 5. Used to fly to Zurich and FSX, and it was everywhere. Yeah, I remember my first flight into Innsbruck in the what was it? It was one of the few Carinado jet aircraft, the Primera 1A. That's it. My first approach into Innsbruck in the Primera. That was a nice amount of manual flying as we came in. Airport is not quite yet in sight, but it should be in sight for us soon, I would say. Oh yep, airport is in sights. Have I got sound mods? Yes, I'm using the Audio Bird sound mod for the simulator. So 10 nautical miles to go. Gear down. Flaps 10. So we have announced that we are on final. With now the traffic in the area, we have essentially got landing clearance now. So let's approach, shall we? Turn off autopilot since we're a little high, but I can easily navigate around that. Spoilers set. Right, so we're now taking manual control of this bit, since we are, like I said, a little bit high right now. So okay, so just manually bring the aircraft down a little bit steeper than most would. Get the aircraft down. Yeah, it's a very nice sight that, I have to say, in the 737. It's a bit steep, but hey. Once you do get it low enough, I can level it out a bit. Using flaps to drag as well means I can also not speed the aircraft too much with my descent rate, of course. I need to do one more set of flaps before we do reach our landing flaps of 30. Wind speeds are fairly calm right now, like I said, 4 knots. Yes, it's a steep descent. There we go, we're actually now on the glide slope, so level off a bit.
Thousand feet, stabilized, missed approach altitude set.
Roger that. Auto throttle off. Yeah, approach was a little off today, but there you go. And now it's a decent speed. Full flaps set. Gear is down. We have landing clearance. All looking good so far. Have I played Kerbal Space Program? Yes, I have. I had that game back in the alpha, one of the really early days to buy it. Back in 2012. .391. I've had better. I've had better. Yeah, butter.
80 knots.
I wish. 80 knots. 60 knots, reverse thrust cut. Let's taxi off the runway. Welcome to Malaga. Right, so I now need to figure out where stand 16 is, where I can take this aircraft to park. But now I'll just go find the first one I can get. So Malaga Airport, no traffic here right now. That seems a bit dead. Yeah, thanks guys. Like I said, not my best landing ever. I have performed much better in the past, but I think today it's just because of the fact I am so tired right now. Nice and fatigued. Nice and fatigued. So we'll just go stick it in one of these parking spaces over here. Expand 41, that is fine. 26, in we go. Little far, but hey, that will do. Not paying any attention to the taxiing. Yeah, that'll do. Not like we've got an airline to complain to anymore. Come on, cut off. Cut off. There we go. Engines cut. Make sure the bleeds are off as well. Tax off. Yeah, there we have it. So first ground services, set shock, set the ground connection. Ground power on. How much fuel did we actually leave in the end? Yeah, we are now in the low fuel level, so 770, 720, both left and right tanks, so bit of low fuel, but we have made it in the end. Now, can I open the doors in this aircraft, or is that not one of the features for it? Terminate leg flights, sets, ground services features. No, I think that's about it for that. Ground services, what else can I do? Push back, remove chocks, disconnects GPU, place realism settings. So we have got a bit of yeah, so line time is definitely set to long. Refuel time I've not actually done inside here. And actually, if tyre blow actually is a thing turned on, then as long as the tyres didn't burst, thumbs up, good landing. So I will give it a few moments, just so I can allow, and that goes off, and I turn off these two lights as well. So I'll give it a moment for Vataware to actually count this flight as well, because I know Vataware can be a bit 50-50 of these flights. They do hang around for like 10 minutes after flying. So last time it took an update was at 22:19, so it should take on about 3 minutes before it does make it. So if I were to quickly show you the page I'm looking at, squeeze zap one thing. There we go. Switch to desktop. So that's my flights. Primera 2933, Birmingham to Malaga. For some reason, operator set to private Brazil. Yeah, our aircraft altitude and speed, whatnot. And as you can see, this is our flights. But because it now takes it updates in every 10 minutes, it means that you're sitting around for a couple minutes before it actually counts your flights as having landed. And if I do go back to replay from that sim, then it's also showed the replay jump as well. So I will do a replay in a moment, but that we'll just need to wait a couple of seconds for. So yeah, a couple of seconds in our super expert parking. After it was a decent flight, I'm not complaining. Like I said, today being the final day of Primera, this airline, one that now no longer exists. Of course, we've actually have got a Primera, at least a ground power unit actually modelled into the simulator, which is rather nice. The Zibo, actually, yeah, let's talk about the Zibo quickly, because it's it is the main 737 mod for the simulator, and it does a blimmin' good job at it. I mean, compared to the NGX as well, for a freeware plane, you really can't complain. Yes, the flight model's terrible. One day it will see improvements, but as it stands, yeah, it's just a bit off the flight model. But everything else really is a fantastic model. The actual exterior looks good. The interior is a nice job of the MD-80, I have to say. And even Primera's livery, the old banana plane. Sad, it really is sad. This airline has now come to an end. Steam screenshots don't think work. Guess you do transatlantic with Norwegian. Yeah, Norwegian, the only real airline that actually uses like these smaller aircraft for such kind of flights. Right, is that where it said we landed yet? Not quite. So before you do the quick replay, how are you guys doing? Any questions you have about Simulator and whatnot? Please let me know, and I'll be happy to answer anything you may have. Oh, they seized the Neo. Hang on, let me open that link up quickly. How do I do this? Here we go. Right, Sky News. Switch to desktop. So I know they ordered 3 Neos. Santa tells that I'm going to go to airport as to plan seizures of aircraft because I'm paid bills. Nordic Airlines seized all operations. Yeah, so this aircraft would have been seized, and as a result, on Monday, it will then go on to auction. Some other airline will buy it, and then the money you get from that aircraft will then be given to the crew it needs to pay off, and the banks it needs to pay off, and whatnot. So yeah, they're going to seize all the aircraft and all the assets, and then they will be sold off as it goes into liquidation and administration. Minimum RAM requirements for X-Plane 11 is... X-Plane 11 requirements. Right, minimum RAM is 16 gigs. Oh, so that's the recommended requirement, sorry. Minimum is 8 gigs of RAM. Yes, 8 gigs of RAM. Doesn't say that. I remember seeing notes on Twitter somewhere. Have we landed? Gosh, that's where really is lagging behind today. Yeah, so 8 gigs of RAM for X-Plane. And you know when next stream is. So my next live stream will probably, maybe, not probably, maybe be on Friday. There'll definitely be a few on Saturday during the developer like shows and whatnot, during the flight sim show. But yes, on Friday I'll probably do like a stream flying from London to Costa as I did last year, just a little like of a gimmicky one. But yes, I will be doing a live stream within the next week or so. Right, last chance for Vatawed to say this flight has landed, which is what I'm waiting for. There you go, taxiing to gates. So if I show you now screen here, because Vatawed detects us as having landed, taxiing to gates, if I now leave the simulator, or disconnect from VATSIM, it will count the flight towards my hours. So if I were to show you my flight hours quickly, so hide that temporarily, switch to my profile, because it's something I don't want to put out publicly in shorts. I mean, you can just get it from my CID, can you? But hey, just quickly zap my name. There we go. Right, and then back to view camera. So this is my VATaware profile. As you see, I've got a fair few flights around the world. 115 hours in total. Longest flight, 3 hours 59. Shortest hour flight, -4 hours and 12 minutes. Somehow managed to do that in the Concorde, which is a rather interesting one. It's this long, light one across transatlantic there. That was a Concorde flight, managed to do it in -4 hours. And then, yeah, all my flights down below that. So, let us now do the replay for the landing. So if I go to plugins, export box disconnects, we are now free from their power. View, flight, replay modes. Back to the landing. The landing. Probably actually have best in the aircraft as well. Let's go for a tiny bit more. During the steep approach, of course. bit back a bit. Right, landing in the Primera. So from passenger view, left side. Actually, would right side be better? I think right side would be a bit more beneficial for this one. Spoilers deployed apparently. I'm guessing that's a small glitch with that. So I was fairly sure they were retracted when I was coming to land. Yeah, a bit heavy at the end there. Bit of a bounce as well. Not gonna lie, I've done better landings. I have done better landings. Where is it? Alt part. So if I now go back to that again. Bring it towards the approach. So a short final, we do start levelling off again. A little bit more. There we go. So yeah, on short final again. Again, spoilers are out for some reason. Not sure why that's the case. But there we go. Coming in short final. Malaga Airport just ahead of us. That was it. But it was a 3938 something, a high 300. So like I said, a bit of a heavy landing. One that will be passable with most airlines. So as long as the gear didn't burst, everything is fine. Especially landing the X-plane is something I'm definitely still getting a bit used to. FSX can be quite simple, quite like standard landings. You kind of guess how it's going to react. X-plane's a little bit different. You do need to know a bit more about the aircraft coming into land and the weather and whatnot. Ryanair isn't bad when my projects fly AVGs literally negative 2,500. Ouch. Yeah, that is a bit of a heavy landing. Not much of a flare in there either. We actually touched down nose gear first. Yeah, not my best landing. Not my best landing by any means. Actually, it was a slight tough approach. I'm not actually used to non-flat runways either. That's my downside of flying on FSX so long. Because I'm so used to flat runways. When it's an upward trajectory touchdown, I mean, that wasn't much of one, but enough for me to nose gear first. I'm going to have to get used to it. I'm going to need to get used to X-plane platform a lot more in the long run. But, yeah, that was Primera. That was the final flight of a low-cost Norwegian company. So, yeah. Hope you guys have enjoyed the video. Actually, yeah, don't think there's anything else to really talk about, so end the live stream here, and I think in my case probably go to bed now because I really am a bit tired. So yeah, good night Edwin, thank you for tuning in today, and yeah, congrats with the DV as well. So I hope you guys have enjoyed the live stream. Please do leave a like if you did, do subscribe as well if you're on YouTube, if you're on Twitch as well, do give us a follow. It does really help the channel out. Thank you for the 100 followers on Twitch, much appreciated, and the now plus 2,050 subscribers on YouTube. We're getting somewhere, but for now, I think we'll end it for today. So thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Good night.